Y entonces, le puedes dar a los perritos, a los animales. De hecho, yo conocí la terapia por medio de Vicus. O sea, porque cuando Vicus se enfermó, me fui con un chorro de perros. Y cuando se enfermó, fui con un chorro y la medicina homeopática fue la que lo curó al final.
Es un push.
Es un push. Sí, es un viejito.
¿Cuántos tiene ya?
11 años.
11. ¿Que estaba enfermito? ¿De qué estaba enfermito?
El ojito, se le infectó el ojo y le dieron mucho de antibióticos y se irritó mucho, entonces la medicina homeopática lo sanó y su irritación. Y o sea, yo aprendí, en realidad empecé a estudiar eso por medio de él.
Y te gustó después.
Y me gustó, y ya después empecé a leer sobre el tratamiento humano con medicina natural y así. Sí, súper interesante. Me voló mucho la cabeza. Sí, entonces.
Así que, yo me preguntaba que sabía que era una agua, y dije, sí, ¿cuál era mi agua? Pero no me acuerdo exactamente qué es.
Sí, es un animal, o sea, bueno, es un animal, pero en realidad es una energía como que te rige a tu ser.
¿Y cómo sabes cuál es tu animal?
Hay una página maya que te dice exactamente de acuerdo a tu fecha de nacimiento cuál es tu animal. ¿Necesitas un yoga?
No, hasta mi novia se le está haciendo una limpia más que no me iba a limpiar.
Ok.
Pues algo ahí parece.
Sí, aquí está. Es chistosito.
Igual.
Aquí al lado. Sí. Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas tardes. Bien, vamos. Faltan 3 personas. De todas maneras vamos a empezar así, nos vamos a platicar un ratito. Pero sí me va a hablar de hecho como, do you need a yoga mat? Yeah. Oh, no was useful? Okay. Sí, vamos a hablar un poquito, de hecho me traje el libro que voy a leer, es un verso de Nahual. O sea, porque cada día lo rige una energía en el Nahual, en el calendario maya, y esa energía tiene como un significado espiritual, un significado como más profundo, y los mayas así. Si estás un viaje más.
Sí, perdón, Maya, te voy a interrumpir.
No, está bien. ¿Quieren estar juntos? Me imagino, ¿no? Si quieren, puedo ponerlos aquí al lado juntos o como gusten.
Sí, está bien.
Sí. O sea, donde ustedes quieran. Donde ustedes gusten.
¿Quieres estar aquí o algo? ¿Tú estás bien?
Sí, entonces voy a leerles un verso del libro. Estas son, o sea, de hecho ahorita que he estado yendo mucho a Yucatán, ha sido porque vivo con esta autora y he estudiado mucho los nahuales con ella, he hecho muchas cosas.
O sea, ¿todo esto? ¿Sabes? O sea, ¿siempre te ha gustado o se desempeñas por el tiempo?
No, yo me metí a estudiar esto antes de clases de estudiar esto.
Marisa, tú lees bastante.
Mi master's es de Central General Medicine y mi bachelor's es de chemistry. Sí, también estoy haciendo un PhD en biochemistry y se interrumpió por la pandemia, pero tengo la intención de todavía hacerlo solo hay unos pacientes muy pero sí, eso es muy es opal. Sí, opal. Estaría interesante sí. Sí. Bueno, igual podemos empezar a platicar porque ya pasamos 5
No,
minutos.
sí, vamos a entrar.
Ok,
Que va a salir ese sí.
ok. Ah, perfecto. Okay. Bueno, yes. Who prefers English? Who prefers Spanish? Let's see, show of hands English. Okay. Okay. Okay, everyone else seems to speak Spanish, but I want everyone to understand. So everyone speaks English, I imagine. Okay, perfect. So I'll go with English first. I want to present myself to you guys, let you guys know who I am, a bit of my background, what the bowls are too. So I'll talk to you guys about these bowls, the origin of the bowls. And then after we're done, we're going to talk a little bit about philosophical talk, essentially, just to give a bit of intention to today. So I'm Amaris. I actually am a biochemist. So I didn't solely study the bowls, but I'm a researcher. So I became really interested in these bowls because of the use in the Tibet. You've actually probably heard of these bowls as Tibetan bowls. If you actually Google them on Etsy, you'll find them as Tibetan bowls. They're really interesting because they're actually made in the Himalayas, so they're made in India. And traditionally, the way that they're made is you have 4 men that are pounding on melting metal, and as it's melting, they form the concave form of this bowl. So if you look closely at some of the bowls, like for example, this one's over 200 years old. This is a bowl that was made in the ancient Himalayas, and you will see the unevenness of the sides, which showcases the man-made portion of it. So these bowls are really special because they're conserved over time. They're trespassed from families to families, and ultimately they end up, being sold as collectives essentially. So they're beautiful, they're very hypnotizing. But what really intrigued me was why the Tibetan temple started utilizing them as part of their religion. And so if you know, monks are actually trained their entire lives to meditate. That's the goal of their lives, is for them to detach from their body and prepare for death. And the way they do this is by meditating every day towards that goal. And so as we all know, we humans have something called the mind that is always intervening, and it makes it a little bit hard to detach sometimes. So these bowls, the Tibetan temples actually started utilizing them to help their monks train easily. And what happens in your brain when you are subject to these bowls is you go into a theta brainwave state. We essentially have 3 brainwave states. We have alpha, theta, and delta. Alpha is the deepest brainwave state you have. That's when you're almost dead, when you're full, deep dreaming. Theta is the state where you're still accessing your subconscious and you can still hear noise around you, but you're also in the dream state. So you're starting to access your subconscious mind, you're starting to remember thoughts that were always in the back of your mind, but you didn't really pay attention to them throughout your day. So it's a very interesting state. It's the state that New Age spiritualism calls the manifestation state. The state where you're able to access your subconscious and program your mind, essentially. So it's a very, very interesting fact that these bowls actually bring us to that state. And that's where we enter a bit into the philosophical part, because these bowls are actually made of metal, right? And so all of these bowls actually come from Mother Earth. There's nothing in these contents that don't come from the earth, and the earth took millennials of years to form these bowls, and humanity then formed them into instruments. So in a sense, these instruments are a form of alchemy that ultimately transform the consciousness of the human mind, which I find very interesting. So there's a lot of different things that people experience with bowls. People actually have, if you meditate often, they have out-of-body experiences. So people, essentially all people actually experience a deep state of relaxation. So one thing I will promise you is that you will experience a theta brainwave state, which is a deep state of relaxation today. And then that's essentially the history of the bowls. Something interesting that I want to talk about today is the parts of the study that I have done with other spiritual teachers. And my teacher, Jeffrey Torkington. Jeffrey Torkington is one of my sound bowl teachers who lives in Amaris. He's the one that I got all of these bowls from. And he has direct contact with the families in Nepal who make these bowls. And he's a yogi, as will come to no surprise. So he's lived in the Himalayas for a long time, and he learned directly from a lot of yogis. And so in his trainings, he brings a lot of spiritual significance to everything that we do with the bowls. And so I always try to bring that whenever I give a bowl session. I think it's important to always put an intention. So something I want to talk about today is some learning that I have done with other teachers of mine. So I have a history of Mayan lineage with my grandfather. My grandfather was Mayan, and I grew up listening to Mayan stories. And so he passed away this year, and after this year I wanted to start studying the Mayan lineage a bit more. And so I found myself with a great teacher. Her name is Maguna. She wrote this book. It's a beautiful book that I recommend everyone reads. And it's essentially about Mayan wisdom. And so what I want to read to you guys today and to talk about a bit more is the energy that is governing us today. In the Mayan calendar, there's a calendar called Muchoiki. And essentially this calendar tells us that every day there's an energy that governs us, an energy that we are subject to and helps us explore ourselves more spiritually. And so the energy for today is actually a very powerful energy. It's the energy of the eagle, which in Mayan is called Tsikin. So the eagle is a really interesting archetype, because if you look at the eagle is actually present in both flags of Mexico and the United States, right? So it's an interesting animal that we have present around us. It's a very strong symbol of liberty, and that's also shared in cosmological vision of the Mayans. And so the sense of liberty is actually something that we don't talk about very often in a profound way. And so I want to talk about what freedom and what liberty truly is when we talk about it in a spiritual sense. So if you look at Mexico's flag, for example, the archetype of the eagle is seen devouring a snake, and it's on top of a bunch of nopales, how do you say that? Cacti. So it's on top of cacti, and it's devouring the snake, right? So a lot of people have their theories, right? They say, oh, it's because we're warriors and we're devouring and we're governing the city or whatever. But in reality, there's a more profound sense to it. So every single archetype that we see in the flag actually represents something deeper. The snake is meant to represent the lies and the stories that we tell ourselves. Things and conditionings that we've developed in our minds over time, the things that we grew up believing, the things that we tell ourselves, like, I'll be happy when I have this, or if this goes away, I'll be sad, or if this were to happen, my life would be complete. These are the things that we tell ourselves in our mind. And the cacti that are on top of the eagle and the snake, those represent your mind, essentially. Our mind is so vast, right? Like, we think a million things every day and we're not even aware of it. So it's very important for us to be aware of our thoughts, because those then can become snakes. They can become beliefs and conditionings that we can then be subject to without us even realizing it. So in the Toltec point of view, what the eagle and the snake and the cacti represent essentially is the true meaning of freedom. It means When you truly look at your thoughts and your mind and you devour all those conditionings and all those things that you're telling yourself, then that's when you will truly be free, right? So that's really, really deep because it makes us reflect a lot on what are the things I'm telling myself, or what are the conditionings that I'm placing upon myself. What are the conditionings that my family is placing upon myself? What are the conditionings that society is placing upon myself? And how am I being tied to those things? And how are they depriving me of freedom? So it's an important day to think about that. The eagle is also an animal, an archetype, and that's also a physical manifestation. It's the only animal that can see directly at the sun and not go blind. So that's really deep if you think about it, because humans can't do that, nor can other birds, but the eagle can do that. It can look directly at the sun without a problem. So what that means is the sun is our largest star in this solar system. It's the primary source of enlightenment that we have for everything that becomes alive in this earth. And so when we're able to look directly at it, that means that there's a shared consciousness between our mind and our heart. There's no blocks between these two things. And the eagle has a capacity to do that. So what's really beautiful about the Mayan calendar is that it says all of the manifestations that we see in these animals exist within humanity. And it's humanity's chores to be able to uncover them. That's why humanity exists, is to be able to discover their true potential. So today's a really important day because it's the day for us to reflect on what freedom is for each one of us, and for us to be able to connect with the feeling of freedom more deeply. So something to keep in mind while we're meditating. I'm gonna read to you the verse that my teacher wrote for today. It's essentially a prayer that she writes prayers for every day. So every day there's an energy that guards us, and there's a prayer that she wrote for Tz'ikin. So I'm gonna read that to you. It's a really beautiful prayer. Bear with me if I pause because it's in Spanish, so I'm gonna have to translate as I go. So it says, Grandfather Tz'ikin, look at our lives, look at our economy, look at our relationships, and bless us in well-being, in money, and in grace. We ask you, Grandfather, to put away our ego within our lives so that this will no longer blind us and make us become egocentric. May love come to our lives completely and full of truth, and may our eyes be able to see beyond of that of our physical bodies, allowing us to go into the profoundness of our soul, allowing us to enter into the true love and the authentic form of love. Give us the abundance that is healthy and equilibrated, balanced, not only in the economic sense, but also in the spiritual sense and with our friendships. Remind us that with large, how do you say riquezas? Abundance. Yeah, riches. With large riches come large responsibilities, and with large powers also comes the deceiving control. May we not become lost in ego and whatever takes light away from us. And may we be honest, may we be loyal, and may we be grateful in the riches that we are given by the great cosmos and the higher power of God. May our economic treaties be honest and balanced. And we ask for the debts that are economic, that they may be solved, and that we won't become subject to this cycle. Please give us the intelligence and the wisdom of the good negotiator so that we can generate a stable economy that is well shared. But even more important, please allow us that we may be grateful with the spiritual riches that lead all of our brothers through their lives. May we not forget that the true richness is that which grows from the Spirit. Richness that is never able to be paid physically, for which we must offer a way of flowers directly from our heart all the way to the infinity, leaving our mind and accelerating our pulse that allows us to write our signatures in this infinite cosmos. Please fill us with immaterial riches, making us become closer every day to a world in which life is not a product. Please fill our spirits and make our minds intelligent. So this is really beautiful. So my teacher writes beautiful things and talks beautiful things all the time. So something I always take away from this verse is that, seeking is about abundance economical, but more than anything, the spirit of the evil wants us to look deeper within ourselves and make us realize that our abundance economically is a reflection of our interior abundance. And so the true richness that we cultivate is that of our spiritual abundance. Because at the end of the day, everyone in this room is gonna die, right? That's a fact. So what's gonna happen when we die is we only take away our spiritual richness. And so that's the one that is gonna last forever. Your consciousness is gonna last forever. Your material abundance is temporary. So it's something to keep in mind. Just to live every day with spiritual abundance in mind and thank the material abundance that we have available to us daily. So it's a good message to start, a good reflection to start. This is for me just to give you an intention, something to think about, but your intention for coming here might also be different. So please feel free to place that intention in your heart now. And I'll give you guys 5 minutes to close your eyes. Allow yourself to reflect on what I just shared and also the intention that you want to place today. Okay? So we'll go ahead and do that. Sit down and breathe on your own for a bit. And then I will begin the meditation, and we'll begin with sound. begin with a breathing meditation. I will guide you through the breathing meditation. First, we will breathe in through our nose. We will hold that breath for 5, and then we will exhale for 5. After the breathing meditation, I will be walking around, placing the bowls around the room. And we will begin. So breathe in through your nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last cycle. Deep inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Connect with your breathing as you inhale and exhale at your own pace. Connect with your intention. Take this moment to appreciate your body breathing. As we begin this meditation, if thoughts arise, allow them to arise. Become the observer of your thoughts. Allow your thoughts to come in and welcome them as you welcome guests to your home. Be with your thoughts. Allow yourself to connect with the feeling of this moment. And allow yourself, more than anything, to be immersed in the greatest phenomenon of sound. We will begin now. to connect with the water inside your body. The water inside all of your organs. Take a moment to feel grateful for your body. For all the functions your body does every day. For all the cleansing that your body's water does for you every day. Think about how soothing water is. How soothing your body feels when you shower, when you take a bath. And take this moment to remind yourself that you are water. And that you cleanse yourself every single day. And therefore, take this moment to bring to mind the emotions that you wish to cleanse from your body at this moment. Communicate with your body. Communicate with the feeling of gratitude. And tell it thank you. For cleansing everything. Continue reconnecting in silence with your body. Continue cultivating this deep sense of gratitude for your body. Notice how your body feels supported completely and intact. And as you connect with your body's breath, imagine as if every inhale is an inhale of gratitude, and every exhale expands this energy throughout your entire body. Your body regenerates. Your inhale. Your body expands. Your Every inhale is a seed of gratitude in your body. Every exhale is a true declaration. Regenerates at this very moment. In this moment, you're cultivating magic inside your body, a new deep sense of gratefulness toward yourself, an acknowledgement of everything your body does for you every day. Through this gift of gratitude, you renew yourself. What you have done here is created a seed. You've planted a seed inside yourself. And when you return to your present moment, you will walk with the seed of gratitude towards your body. And you'll feel love for yourself in all the activities you do every day. Commit in this moment to continue cultivating this seed of gratitude and walk your life in gratitude towards yourself, gratitude towards your body, towards your mind, and your spirit. And may we all walk in alignment from here on forward. When you feel ready, you may slowly turn to either your left or your right side, whichever feels more comfortable to your body. Continue to rest. Continue to water the seed of gratitude. rest in silence. Take a moment to truly feel the power of silence. For in silence seeds grow, in silence trees grow. Continue with your eyes closed and come to a seated position on your mat. Rub your hands together. Take a moment and place them on your eyes. Take a moment to connect with your heartbeat. Remember, when life gets hard, when life gets challenging, remember how hard your heart beats. When you open your eyes, may your mind, may your heart realign. May you walk all three of them together. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes to your new reality, to your new transformation. Take as much time as you need. Hello. Well, everyone is back to reality, but I'm sure it doesn't feel the same way when we walked into the room. That's 100% normal. So I want to talk to you about the post experience of a sound bowl meditation. So this was half guided and also half complete sound experience. After these sessions, it's generally typical to feel thirsty. So many of you might be feeling really thirsty. The reason why that happens is because sound actually stimulates your lymphatic system. So that's the part of your body that releases toxins out. So this is essentially the most natural detox you can achieve with vibration. So this stimulates, the vibrations stimulate your lymphatic system and you're actively releasing toxins. So that's why you sometimes feel the need to cry That's another way of your lymphatic system to get rid of toxins. You feel the need to sweat, where your body just starts sweating. That's your lymphatic system activating. So if any of you experience that, that's very normal. And you'll feel thirsty. Actually, you'll feel very thirsty the next 3 days, because that's when your lymphatic system is most heightened. So the next 3 days, I advise you to drink a lot of water so you can really take advantage of this experience and get as much toxins out of your body as possible. I advise also, because your lymphatic system is actively draining, if you can avoid alcohol the next 3 days, that is ideal, because that way you allow your lymphatic system to thoroughly drain what no longer serves your body. And then there's also the part of emotions, right? Like a lot of people probably experienced a lot of emotions. There's sadness that comes up, there's anger, there's frustration, there's thoughts all the time. That's very normal. Emotions they're very taboo in our society, but emotions are actually, they're very normal, and it's part of our body's way of integrating experiences that we used to learn. It's part of our spiritual growth, actually. So when you experience the need to cry, and you don't understand why, you don't really know why you need to cry, but all of a sudden your body starts pushing you to cry. It's normal. It's your body releasing things that it no longer needs, which is essentially the same function as your lymphatic system. There's studies actually of how the lymphatic system's cleansing mechanism is directly related to emotional release. So it's no coincidence that when we sweat salt, and when we cry, we also cry salt. So it's just that society views crying as a weakness or as a negative thing, and because of that, we integrate things and we keep toxins in our body that aren't good for us. So it's normal and it's good for us to cry if we feel the need to cry. Doesn't mean we're weak. In fact, it's very brave to cry, I believe, in a society that tells you not to cry. I think it's brave for you to allow what your body needs to do when everyone else is telling you not to do that. So if you feel the need to do so, and if you allowed yourself to do that today, I congratulate you, because it's a very brave thing to do for yourself. And if you continue feeling that during the next 3 days, again, continue allowing it, it's normal. You don't need to guide it or to necessarily connect it to a memory. It's a normal physiological response, and your body knows what it is, and it knows when to get rid of it. Our bodies are very smart. They breathe and they do a bunch of things for us without us telling it to. So we just need to trust our bodies. Something else is, everyone right now is in a theta brainwave state. So that's that deep state, that's your subconscious mind. And so what happens now is, because it's evening and in a few hours we're all going to go to bed, it's very normal for us to access that theta brainwave state again. But since we've accessed it earlier today, our dreams, our alpha brainwave state is going to be deeper than usual, which means we're going to have vivid dreams. If we're already vivid dreamers, they might be very revealing. So I recommend everyone to write their dreams down if you can tomorrow, because you've accessed a lot in your lymphatic system. You've accessed a lot of toxins that you no longer need, and so in your dreams you can access teachings out of those emotional releases that we experienced today. So it's a good thing to have a notebook tomorrow and next to your bedside, and write what it is that you dreamed today. And that's essentially it as far as to-dos for tomorrow, and how to take care of your body the next 3 days. I really, really appreciate everyone coming. It's always really beautiful for me to share all of this with everyone. This is obviously very new. It's not common in El Paso, I've seen. And so I want to continue offering it, because I think it's a very good way for people to connect with themselves, especially in our society where we're used to being disconnected. We're always having something to do, and so this space is very sacred, really, because it's a small portion of our day when we're able to connect with ourselves. And it's ironic because we live in the desert, which is a part of nature that is always connected with itself. It's the most silent area of Mother Earth. So it's very important for us to learn from our own territory, and so this is a way for us to do that. So thank you, everyone. And if you want to talk with me after, I'm always happy to do that too. That's one of my favorite parts of it. If you have more questions, also feel free to come. So yes, thank you. Sí, pues porque de que nunca estás y ya cuando estás, pues sí, o sea, mi maestro dice que todo el origen de la enfermedad es emocional, ¿sabes? Porque cuando empieza a empieza a dejar de escucharse. Entonces, sí, o sea, en realidad, por eso en las culturas indígenas se sanaban por medio de las memorias, del fuego, o sea, de cuestiones espirituales. Porque mi maestra, por ejemplo, dice que no está compuesto de tres cuerpos, el cuerpo, el espíritu y el mente. Cuando uno está controlado, contamina las sustancias causan sufrimiento. Entonces, para que se arregle, pues primero que debes llevar es el espíritu, porque el espíritu es lo que transciende. Cuando tú falleces, tu cuerpo se pudre, ¿no? Pero tu espíritu, tu conciencia sigue en adelante. Entonces, el espíritu en realidad es como el origen de todo. Pero para llegar al espíritu está la mente y está el alma, está el cuerpo. Entonces, en este